Welcome to Racist of the Week. My name is Reese Waters. This is where we expose the stupidity and hypocrisy of discrimination in hopes we can build a more perfect union. And also laugh. As usual, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Racism. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the page, and definitely leave me any possible suggestions for nominees in the comments. You can email me at reese.waters@gmail.com. Now, I would first like to take a moment to pay respect to Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, a 15-term representative from Houston, an advocate for social and economic justice, whose record included being the chief sponsor of the resolution making Juneteenth a federal holiday. Well, Jackson Lee passed away on Friday at the age of 74. Jackson Lee's family released a statement from her office, quote, "A fierce champion of the people, she was affectionately and simply known as Congresswoman by her constituents in recognition of her near ubiquitous presence and service to their daily lives for more than 30 years. President Joe Biden called her a great American whom he worked with for nearly 30 years. Now, for most people, well, all people, this was a moment for respect and reflection, but we have beasts among us. Our first nominee, conservative talking thing, Laura Loomer. In the wake of Sheila Jackson Lee's death, she saw fit to post this. Even on her deathbed, this ghetto bee couldn't keep President Trump's name out of her disgusting mouth. I'd say rest in peace, but we all know lying Democrats who have destroyed our country are going to hell. Sheila Jackson Lee will be remembered as a destructive force in America and one of the most low IQ members of Congress in the history of our nation. Today, she died. Instead of spending her final moments with her family, she was talking S about Trump on X and spewing more lies. She won't be missed, but I'm sure she'll still be voting Democrat this November. Now, I'll at least give her this much. If anybody knows the roll call of hell, it would be a real life demon. Now, I do find it to be fascinating, the fact that she called her disgusting mouth, she called her low IQ, and of course she led with ghetto B. I wonder, what is it about a 15-term congresswoman that somebody she would cross the street if they cross paths on Capitol Hill or literally anywhere in America would call her a ghetto bee? What is it about Sheila Jackson Lee that made you say she had a disgusting mouth? You said she had a disgusting mouth. So I guess this is what a mouth is supposed to look like, but this is a disgusting mouth. I wonder what it could be about Sheila Jackson Lee that made you assume that a 15-term congresswoman was low IQ. See, this is what happened. It must have been spell check. It must have been spell check because she went with ghetto, which she really meant DEI. That's what she meant. We using DEI now for black.
I think it's just a failure from top to bottom. I think she was a DEI hire, and I think that that's what we're seeing.
We're not using ghetto no more because you got a nominee who's in between marriages and children who got cases. You have congresswomen who's in between children and marriages and got cases. You had Kid Rock headline the RNC. Oh no, we don't mean ghetto. We don't mean ghetto. We mean black. And to you, Laura Loomer, and you would know this if you were actually interacting with real life people instead of the ghouls and goblins that you're generally surrounded with, you would know that they're using DEI now. I'm just telling you that to help you out. They're using DEI for black now. It's not ghetto. No, ghetto is that's very 90s, early 2000s way to insult a black person. We're not doing that. Now, when this whole thing came to light, she wanted to make sure that people understood that she, in fact, was not celebrating Sheila Jackson Lee's passing. So she posted this gem. I never celebrated the death of Sheila Jackson. I simply spoke the truth and said she was a major Trump hater and a destructive politician who was full of hatred and rage towards Donald Trump till the day she died. I stand by what I said. Everything I said is true. I will always defend President Trump from attacks by low-life Democrats who are only in office because of their skin color. There you are. There you go. There's your DEI. Being dead doesn't change the fact that Sheila Jackson Lee was a piece of S and a terrible congresswoman who spent years inciting violence against Trump. This is not the same as celebrating her death. The only thing I'm celebrating is the fact that Donald Trump survived an assassination attempt. Praise God, that was inspired by the Democrats, and it is looking like an inside job. I meant what I said about Sheila being a ghetto B. Let's not give her sympathy just because she's black and dead. She was a terrible person and facts matter. I'm here to make sure her hatred is never forgotten. Hashtag Trump Vance 2024. Now, I'll be honest, I was really conflicted about this one. I was very conflicted about this one. Last time I was this conflicted was Valentina Gomez, and it was for the exact same reason. So many of you guys sent this in to me, but it is clear that attention is the very goal. So even by dragging her, I am giving her the thing that she so desperately wants, and why not? This is somebody that I would roll my windows up if she was standing in the median as I merged into traffic. This isn't even her first Twitter dump, or as I call it, Elon Musk. She also posted, "I'm happy to see Joe Biden suffering. It makes me happy to know he's going to have a terrible time in his final days in office. I'm happy his wife gets to watch him rot away like the trash pile he is and always has been. Today is very satisfying for me. Don't ever forget what Joe Biden and his enablers took away from all of us. Biden doesn't deserve any sympathy. He's a twisted, sick old man, and that's how he'll be remembered when he's gone." And if you recall, back when Hunter Biden was convicted, she found a way to make it about herself attacking Joe Biden's dead ex-wife. So you can understand why I thought it was conflicted. The kind of person who thinks up the worst possible thing she could possibly say so that somebody pays some attention to her for once in her life is not the kind of person that I want to play into their game. But I thought it was important to mention Laura Loomer for two specific reasons. Number one, let's go to that Jackson Lee post again. Yeah, scroll down to the bottom. That's right, hashtag Trump Vance. Make sure you blast this far and wide because we aren't the ones extending her 15 fangs of fame. It is the right wing. Go ahead, put her on the podcast, bring her to the conventions, make her the literal face of MAGA. Oh, I see you're already on your way. Fantastic. I want to see this face everywhere I see a Trump flag, sticker, or a t-shirt. Didn't y'all say that you were trying to court black men? You know how many black men this going to attract? I mean, really, you know how many black men this is going to attract. Not to mention closing the border. This is definitely going to solve your border crisis right here. We don't need no bipartisan border deal. This face, just throw that all across the non-existent wall. They going to stay right where they're at. And the second reason why I wanted to mention Laura Loomer is this. You see what all that hate does to you? You see how it affects your skin? That hate, it just gets out. It's like underneath your pores and it's just poking, trying to get out. And then when you don't release the hate, when you don't find some peace within yourself, it just presses down at the jaw. It elongates the face, creates pock marks around the chin, drives the eyes from one another like X's. Do you see what the hate does to you? It is so bad. And I have so much compassion for her. I really do, because I can understand if you go to a church or something like that, then that's a place that you can find some peace and release hate. They won't let her in a church looking like that. They won't let her in a church looking like horrorcore cosplay. They won't let her in a church. So she has difficulty releasing that hate. X and Twitter is where she releases that hate. Now I get it. Now I totally understand. Now what kind of racist would Laura Loomer be if she didn't also attack Kamala Harris? It's time for Republicans to start talking about Kamala Harris's sexual history and the reason why she doesn't have any children of her own. I'm willing to bet she's had so many abortions that she's damaged her uterus. A woman who has no biological children of her own should not be allowed to make decisions in the White House for your children. Now, I've already dragged Laura Loomer to the alien meet. She is also unmarried. She also has no children. And this is the first time anybody has ever inquired about that. I'm not going to drag her about that because it's one of the few positive things that we have to look forward to in this story. It is time to move on to our next nominee, Kellyanne Conway. Who had the good sense to go on Fox News airwaves with this take.
She had disastrous staff turnover as vice president. I check it on the daily. Her public schedule, gentlemen, rarely has anything on it, or one or two things on it. She does not speak well. She does not work hard.
All right, so
Kellyanne,
let me ask you.
And she should not be the standard bearer for the party. Yes, sir.
She doesn't speak well and she doesn't work hard. Anything else you want to go with? She doesn't speak well. She don't work hard. She lazy. Her breath smell like watermelon. She be eating Popeye's biscuits with no drink. Is there anything else that you want to get off your chest? Is there anything else? She never shows up on time. There you go. She never shows up on time, and she will only get stuff on sale. I bet she has a drawer full of nothing but shopping bags. I bet she hoards those plastic shopping bags, and she got a whole drawer. She keep them in her dishwasher. Did you know she keeps shopping bags in her dishwasher? She realized, Kamala Harris, she will take a clean cup out of the cupboard and just pour water in it for no reason before she put her drink in it. There it is. She had the nerve to give us the laziest stereotypes imaginable while wearing blackface. I don't understand. Pick a struggle, Kellyanne Conway. At least show some appreciation for the culture if you're going to go with the complexion. When you chose the complexion, that should have came with a little bit of respect for the culture. You can't disrespect black people while wearing blackface. Now, while we're talking about people's work ethic, by the way, is this your man's? Because it looked like it's your man's. It looked like it's your man's. By the way, is this you? That's all that hard work you've been doing? Is that it? Yeah, that's all I could tell. Look like you was working hard. Even your own husband wasn't even down with this. Hey, George Conway, ain't you supposed to be keeping her occupied? Yeah, man, keep her occupied. You be all over CNN and MSNBC. Look, you got one job, and it's keep Kellyanne Conway away from cameras. Which brings me to my last nominee, Megyn Kelly. Who decided to go the Laura Loomer route of attack. Now, the reactionary thing to do would be to go back at Megyn Kelly.
Because I am a woman, an adult human female. Because for far too long, I failed to see the harm and therefore helped cause it. To the women and men who helped open my eyes, thank you.
But in this case, I don't want to do that because I am so grateful that she did this. I'm so happy Megyn Kelly did this because if she hadn't, I wouldn't have known she allegedly had an affair with Brit Hume. And there's a lovely little tale about her twirling for Roger Ailes. Imagine coming for Kamala Harris and a Brit Hume allegation and Roger Ailes twirl lands on your head. Thank you for coming. Brit Hume, look, a lot of people have slept their way to the top, but they picked much better candidates than Brit Hume. They had a much better time doing it than Brit Hume. I can tell you that right now. That's like me sleeping to the top with Ann Coulter and Laura Ingraham. No disrespect, Dinesh D'Souza and Jimmy Walker. Now, you refuted these allegations, saying you hate people think that you slept your way to the top, but this is exactly your route of address with other women. Why would that be your route of attack when you hate that other people think that you slept your way to the top? So it's something that's too good for you, but it's not something that you're above putting on Kamala Harris. Is that what it is? I also want you to take note that we have 3 women. Okay, well, 2 women and Laura Loomer that chose to slut shame Kamala Harris. The highest of pick-me behavior, the absolute highest of pick-me behavior, which is just sad. It's just sad because you realize when you start to exhibit pick-me behavior, that is when you have reached the peak of threatened. Like, you are absolutely threatened, which, if you're on the left side of the aisle, is phenomenal. They weren't feeling this way a week ago, and we know it. Thank y'all for coming, and congratulations to Megyn Kelly, Kellyanne Conway, and Laura Loomer. You are our racists of the week. As always, if you have somebody you would like to nominate, go ahead and leave it in the comments. You can email me at reese.waters@gmail.com, and be sure to subscribe to the page to make sure you get notified when the next video drops. By the way, I have an email list that I maintain, and I have a newsletter that I send out periodically as well. I would love for you to get on my email list. Feel free to shoot me a message at reese.waters@gmail.com. That's reese.waters@gmail.com. And the same goes if you have any suggestions for videos, if you have any nominees for Races of the Week, if you have something that you are troubled by, or you just want to throw me a kudos, feel free to email me. I don't always get a chance to look at all of the comments, but I definitely look at all of the emails and I respond.